Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 genius ways the government uses to control your behavior part 2. We've already looked at 10 ways governments control our behavior, but the government seems to really like controlling how people act, so here's 10 more even crazier ways they do it. You may find it kind of intrusive and manipulative how they do this, but you can't deny these methods are genius. Before this video starts, click the link in the top right corner to subscribe to Little Things for more amazing content. And subscribe to Top 10s and turn on notifications, and comment done when you've done this for a shout out at the end of our next video. Coming in at number 10, we have fake traffic light buttons. We all know how traffic lights work. You press the button, wait for it to kick in, and then the button will turn the lights red so you can walk across the road. Well, this is often not actually the case, and the buttons on traffic lights sometimes do nothing at all except deceive you. In most cases, traffic lights are controlled automatically. The button is simply to make people feel like they're in control. The lights would turn red automatically, so it doesn't really matter whether you press the button or not. The reason why they do this is to reduce the number of people crossing the road before the lights have turned red, as it's safer to make people wait unless the light has gone red and the traffic is stopped. Next time you want to cross the road, try not pressing the button, and chances are the light will turn red after the same amount of time. So these buttons are really just a sham and only control the phony lights which are on them, not the actual traffic lights. Next up is anti-smoking. 20 years ago, smoking wasn't really frowned upon, but today governments care a lot about people smoking. That is because it costs money to treat the people who get ill from it, and it makes the city look bad. And for these reasons, governments are implementing all kinds of methods to make people stub out their cigarettes and quit. Some cities are now installing big screens with built-in smoke detectors. When somebody walks past with a cigarette, the smoke detectors will detect it and display a message saying stop smoking. In some cases, it tells them it harms themselves and others, and in one case tells the smoker their habit makes them smell bad. In some cases, a video of a man will be on the screen, and when a smoker passes by, the man will begin to cough. This reminds the smoker that what they're doing is harming them. The screens are surprisingly effective and has reduced the amount of people smoking in the various areas where it's been implemented. This is kind of a guilt trip, but does improve people's health. So maybe this is one good thing which is achieved by the government spying on you. Next up is classical music. No, we're not talking about street performers playing classical music. It turns out some governments play classical music in certain areas. These are usually dangerous or high crime areas. The idea is less people will get into scuffles and get angry with each other if calming classical music is being played. If you go to some subway stations in London late at night, Beethoven will be playing out of speakers. This prevents crime as people are psychologically calmed by the music. Also, people who are stressed out by the delayed trains and packed carriages probably feel a little less stressed out with this music playing. Also, McDonald's do this in some of their restaurants which are near bars. I know McDonald's aren't the government, but it's surprising they do this too. Listen out next time you're in a subway station or a McDonald's and you might just hear this music. Next up is anti-pee. It's a popular thing in most cities for men to pee on sidewalks. This can be homeless people with nowhere to go, people who have had too much to drink, or people who just gotta go. But no matter who you are, building owners don't want people relieving themselves upon their buildings. So this is one method the government uses to stop people doing just that on their buildings, and it's called an anti-pee-pee. It consists of a triangular piece of metal. But Charlie, people can still pee here, you may be saying. Well, that's true, but if people try and pee here, the pee will simply splash off the metal and onto their shoes. So if anyone tries to pee on these things, they'd simply get their shoes soaking wet. This is the biggest government troll I've ever seen. If you try it out and pee gets all over your shoes, chances are you won't be doing it again. It may sound like this wouldn't work, but according to data, it does. So if you see one of these on the corner of a building, don't pee near it. Next up is circular bridges. Have you ever seen those circles in some bridges before? You probably assumed they're implemented for aesthetics or as some kind of structural thing. But no, these bridges were designed like this by governments for one annoying reason: to slow you down. The government have many reasons as to why they would want to slow you down. First off, slowing you down causes less traffic incidents. That is because some people slam on the gas to get over bridges fast. And sometimes this can unfortunately end in some bad things happening. Another reason why they'd want you to be slow over bridges is because some areas get way too many people coming into them. So to reduce congestion and the number of people entering into one area, the government makes it harder to get into with these circular bridges. I haven't seen one of these circular bridges myself, and I'm in London where there's a lot of bridges. But the biggest one is located in southern Uruguay. I'm sure at least 1 of you guys is in southern Uruguay, so check it out. Next up is Next up is fake potholes. When we see a pothole in the road, we slow our car down, right? Well, the government uses this to their advantage. In some cities, fake potholes are painted or placed on the roads. Sure, they aren't real and won't damage your car, but the government knows that people will reduce their speed when they see them ahead, and that's exactly what they want you to do on highways where people go over the speed limit. These are placed on busy highways or places where traffic collisions occur. This doesn't always work, but in some cases it has proved very effective. The only problem I can see with these is what if somebody slams on their brakes if they only saw these at the last minute. Now that could cause an incident in itself. Okay, maybe that wouldn't happen, and they seem to work fine for now, but what do you think about the government tricking us with these? Next up is blue lighting. This fact is a little dark, but amazing at the same time. In Japan, many people decide to end their own lives by jumping onto train tracks. The train stations used to be lit with white or yellow lighting, but authorities in Japan changed this to blue lighting. And just like that, the amount of people taking their own lives by jumping in front of trains has gone down by 84% in just 4 years. This is proof that blue lighting does in fact work. I'm not 100% sure on the complex ways this works, but psychologists worked out that it has great effects. This is so far only in Japan, where people doing this is very common. But seeing as this works so well, I predict this could spread to other cities. Take a look at your local train station or subway station and see if the lighting is blue. If it is now or if it is in the future, now you'll know why. It's crazy how effective just changing a light bulb can be and how many lives it can save. And this is another good way the government controls people's behavior. Next up is small trash openings. How annoying is it when you have to really mess around just trying to put something in a public trash can? It's usually down to the openings in trash cans. That is because the openings of them are way too small to put a lot of things in. However, this isn't a design flaw, but a method the government uses to control your behavior. This is done on purpose to prevent people dumping large items in public trash cans. People may skip going to the junkyard and may take their large disposable items to put in trash cans. Or if they miss garbage collection one day, they may put their garbage bags in public trash cans. This would of course mean people wouldn't be able to use them as they'd get full so fast, and the government would have to pay more people to empty them, costing them more money. So to save trash cans getting full too quickly and to save the government money on people who have to empty them, they make openings on trash cans very small. So next time you're annoyed you can't put something big in a public trash can, just think, well, at least I can actually use the thing. Next up is toilet kiosks. We've already talked about the issue of people peeing in public, but with public toilets also comes some issues. People can pay for illegal things in there and do illegal substances, and it can even be a dangerous place sometimes, which is why some governments are now working to implement these toilet kiosks. There are bars at the bottom and top of the kiosk. This means police can look in and see if anything fishy is going on. But the middle part is solid metal, protecting your privacy. So these toilets not only prevent people from peeing all over the place, but they also prevent crime. And they're super secure and safe. They're metal, so they can't be damaged, dented, or burnt. And there's no mirrors or sinks, as mirrors could be smashed. So these are a way to prevent crime, keep the city clean, and ensure everybody is safe. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me, and there are some of these in my city. How about you? Next up is gum cover. How many times have you been walking down the street and have seen dozens of pieces of gum stuck to a lamppost? It's gross, but some governments have tried methods to stop this. One example is where they devote one small part of a lamppost to old gum, so the whole lamppost won't be affected. But in my opinion, and many others, this is just as nasty. It may seem like there's no real way to prevent people sticking their chewing gum on lampposts, but one company aims to change this. Some governments are now buying anti-gum covers to put on their lampposts. The gum simply falls off this odd material. Not only does it prevent gum being stuck in the lamppost, but it also prevents those illegal, unpaid-for adverts being put on lampposts. This is one cool invention which may be coming soon to a city near you. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you can vote for the most genius way governments control your behavior. I think it's the blue lighting because I'm so surprised that actually has any effect, but clearly it does. This video shout out goes to Emma's Crazy Corner. Subscribe and turn on notifications and comment done for a shout out in the next video. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.